Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome back to another NFL related video. So we got my first mock draft that I'm going to be doing. By the way, I made the thumbnail to this video many weeks ago, like the middle of January probably, or like the beginning of January. So like the teams on the front, I think I was fucking around with the teams on the front anyway. I can't remember who I put who I had on the front. I can actually look because you guys are only actually looking at that screen. So hold on. I can actually look at who I put on the thumbnail because I don't remember. Well, I know who I have on the thumbnail. I have all four quarterbacks. But I put Bryce Young with the Colts. I put C.J. Stroud with the Bears. I put Will Levis with the Seahawks. I put Anthony Richardson with the Buccaneers. Yeah, none of that's happening on this draft. I'm just gonna let you know, just so y'all don't come in here and start shitting on me. Yeah, none of that is happening. But all right. So, what I do plan on doing is releasing this mock draft without any trades, so there will be no trades. I can edit the draft order. How do I do that? Wait, drag and drop to reorder. Oh, I can give them number 3. Okay, that's a joke. Yeah, that fixed it. Okay, so yeah, I want to be all the teams. I'm gonna edit the draft order, all the teams, and we're gonna enter the draft. Yeah, so I'm not doing any trades. I'm gonna be starting the draft just right off this, and I'm gonna draft. Even though I do expect the Bears to trade out a number 1 pick, I don't expect them to go after a quarterback because if they go after, they said they draft Bryce Young, and Justin Fields goes on to become a superstar, and Bryce Young doesn't. That GM and that head coach are both getting fired. So I don't believe they do go out and take a quarterback. I think they're gonna stick with Justin Fields, and I think if anyone, they're gonna take now, Will Anderson would be great. You know, he's probably the best player in the draft. Uh, but what's more harder to come by? A great pass rushing edge or a great pass rushing defensive lineman? And it is a pass rushing defensive lineman. Jalen Carter is one of the better D linemen we've seen in the draft in recent history, probably since like at least Quinnen Williams, maybe. Jordan Davis is really good, but I don't know if I put him in that top of yet. But I think he's the best defensive tackle prospect, at least, we've seen since Quinnen Williams. Even though Jordan Davis and I like to say Devonte Wyatt's pretty good, but Devonte Wyatt hasn't done shit in the NFL because the Packers decided that, hey, we're not going to play him this first year, even though he's a 24-year-old rookie. But yeah, I do expect Jalen Carter to somehow end up with the Bears, whether he trades back with the Colts, because I do expect, or he trades with the Texans or the Colts. I do expect the Cardinals to go Will Anderson, no matter what. Even though I just read Daniel Jeremiah's mock draft as well. And of course, I can't say that, oh, this is awful because he knows more what NFL teams are thinking than I do. So, you know, I'm just going off what I read. I'm just going off what I personally think. And the Texans, they want to target a quarterback. Now, Bryce Young does go first overall to say the Colts, or the Bears decide to take a chance on Bryce Young and trade Justin Fields. I do expect the Texans to take a quarterback no matter what, whether that does be C.J. Stroud or Bryce Young. And I do believe in this mock draft, we're going to give him Bryce Young out of Alabama. The best quarterback in the draft by far. I guess I wouldn't say by far. After C.J. Stroud's after his playoff game, I mean, there's an argument for QB1. Even Will Levis is a very big argument for QB1. That's just because of Will Levis's, you know, someone I don't remember reading some mock drafting and someone was saying, "Oh, the Will Levis dick riding is hard." I'm like, "What?" I mean, you don't know anything because if you don't know why Will Levis is going to be going in the first round, then you're dumb because they've said it 100 times before. Look at Josh Allen. Josh Allen is absolutely incredible. Well, a little bit worse this season than last season since losing Brian Dibble, but he's an absolutely incredible quarterback right now. Uh, Probably the top 5 in the league currently. But he didn't at first. He sucked at first. He came from Wyoming, where he didn't really play well in Wyoming. Well, Levis, I mean, he played all right in Kentucky. I'm not going to say he played terrible. I guess he didn't really have that team around him, but he is still part of a Power 5 school. And I do expect him to go in the first round, which I will get to that in a second. But I am going to go with the Cardinals, Will Anderson Jr., best player in the draft, absolutely best edge rusher as well. And there's argument for Tyree Wilson as well, because there's a lot of teams looking at Tyree Wilson and absolutely loving his size and his capability. Now, I haven't really watched film on these guys yet, but I will be watching film. But next time I do a draft, I will have watched all the film on these guys. Not really all the film, but I like to watch their highlights and stuff and get a good look at them. So I guess we'll see. I can also do analysis and see who people put here. A lot of people are putting C.J. Stroud. I'm not going to do that this time around. I'm going to put Will Levis, and that is simply because obviously Will Levis, his size and his arm are all the things, everything that you can't teach an NFL quarterback is what they love about Will Levis. Size, arm strength. Even though arm strength I'm sure can improve. I do believe arm strength can improve. But I do definitely don't see them not going quarterback. I know they've talked about going quarterback in this draft. Whether they decide to go C.J. Stroud or Will Levis, I don't know. Daniel Jeremiah had him in the recent mock draft going with C.J. Stroud. So I guess we'll see what happens. But on this mock draft, I'm going to give them Will Levis. I think they're going to take a shot on Will Levis. I know the owner, or maybe it's the GM, I can't remember. Someone is really, really high on Will Levis. So I could definitely see the Colts going with Will Levis. I'm sorry if you guys hate it, but that is just what happens. The Seahawks, I do expect them. I know Daniel Jeremiah had Tyree Wilson going with the Cardinals. I don't expect the Cardinals to go Tyree Wilson. I think they're going to go with the proven edge rusher and Will Anderson. I do expect that at least. But when it comes to Tyree Wilson, he's not getting out of the top 5. I believe Tyree Wilson, his capabilities. Let's take a look at his size here, dude. Can I see that here? Can I look at him? 6'6", 275 pounds. Obviously, we don't have any anything. What am I trying to say here? Any the physical. Well, we know the physicals. 6'6". Everyone loves his size, right? I will say that. We haven't gotten to the combine, so we don't know his 40. We don't know everything, but I do expect Tyree Wilson to have a great combine. I do expect him to get drafted in the top 5, whether it does end up going to the Cardinals or the Seahawks or maybe even the Lions. There's a possibility between any of that, and I do expect Tyree Wilson to go to the Seahawks. Next, the Detroit Lions. I gotta check my time on this. I'm already in 7 minutes, and I've just got the pick 6. Detroit Lions. Now, they could take a chance on a quarterback. That is definitely a possibility. I don't see them going after a quarterback this year. I think they are quite happy. They even come out saying they're quite happy with Jared Goff being a starting quarterback. And now I do believe that they go defensive back, but who do they go? They want to go Devin Witherspoon or Christian Gonzalez? Both. I do expect both players to end up going in the top 10. But it all depends on what you think. And Devin Witherspoon, you take a look at his size, 6 foot, 180 pounds, and his speed, and I can't remember his speed. And we take a look at Christian Gonzalez's size, 6'2", 201. But I do believe a lot more teams are higher on Devin Witherspoon's. I think it's his coverage ability. I could be wrong. Obviously, I haven't read a crazy amount of everything. But Daniel Jeremiah, I know, has him being the number 1 corner off the board. Witherspoon has their kind of reliable man coverage skills. That's what I was thinking of. I couldn't fucking think of it. And the processing speed, as I said, his speed is up there. But I do expect him to be the first corner off the board. I know someone like Bengal expects Christian Gonzalez, but I do expect if the Lions are going to go corner, I do think they go Devin Witherspoon. Raiders. C.J. Stroud has expressed that he would love to go to the Raiders and play with Davante Adams. But this all depends on Raiders' quarterback status. If they are going to have Aaron Rodgers. Maybe they do have Aaron Rodgers. Maybe they don't want to go quarterback. I don't expect Aaron Rodgers to get traded to the Raiders. I don't see it happening. I see the Jets more than the Raiders. It is definitely a possibility that he can go to the Raiders. But right now, because we don't know anything that's going to happen, I'm going to go C.J. Stroud to the Raiders. It can definitely happen. People can't keep saying that he's not going to fall to number 7. It is definitely possible, especially when if you look at all these quarterback-needy teams, sure, the Seahawks, you can make an argument about Geno Smith, but I do believe that they plan to bring Geno Smith back. The Lions are quite happy with Jared Goff, so there's possibility that they don't go quarterback. The Cardinals got Kyler Murray. I don't expect they have Kyler Murray in a long-term deal. They're not drafting a quarterback. And the Bears, there's been talks about them possibly going after Bryce Young, but I don't expect it to happen. I do expect them to stay with Justin Fields. And obviously the Colts could go either C.J. Stroud or Will Levis, and this time I have them going Will Levis, so that's why C.J. Stroud drops to number 7 to the Raiders. It's definitely possible C.J. Stroud wants to play with Davante Adams, and I'm sure the Raiders would love to have a new quarterback, a younger quarterback, not someone that's aged, someone they can develop himself. But until what the fuck's their head coach's name? He's the former Patriots offensive coordinator. Until he's gone, I don't expect the Raiders to be good. The Raiders, I don't like him as a head coach. I think he absolutely sucks. So next, we got the Atlanta Falcons. I do expect them to go edge, and I'm gonna give them. I don't expect them to go quarterback, even though Anthony Richardson is here on the board, but they got Marcus Mariota on a 2-year deal. I don't think they're going to take a chance on Anthony Richardson. I think it's definitely possible. Offensive line, they could definitely go offensive line. I could see that 100%. Maybe a tackle. Wide receiver, I don't personally see. Defensive back, I don't see at all. I'm gonna give them Lucas Van Ness, the edge out of Iowa. Expect him to be really, really good in the combine and on his pro day and all that stuff. We take a look at Lucas Van Ness as well, 6'5", another very, very big guy. Wins at the pad level. He's a versatile offensive OL. Versatile offensive line. Van Ness played nearly all 2021 season as a 3 technique for Iowa before kicking outside before this past fall. He trends more as the edge. Yeah, okay. So I don't know what versatile OL I'm supposed to mean here. But he's definitely going to be one of the better ones that he's going to get. He's 6'5", wins at the pad level, and he's definitely going to be someone to look out for. Definitely possibly going in the top 10, maybe top 15 at least. And expect him to have a big day at the combine. I believe he's at the combine. I don't know. Daniel Jeremiah said expect him to have a big day at the combine. I totally believe what he says. Panthers. I'm going to go the route that I don't expect Anthony Richardson to go out of the top 10. It's definitely possible, but I'm going to go the route of giving Anthony Richardson to the Panthers at number 9. Anthony Richardson is a very, very big 6'4", 232-pound. He's got really good accuracy. He just needs to put it all together. And I've been watching some of these videos of him and throwing to some just random receivers. I don't know. He's just training for the NFL draft. I've been seeing some of those videos, and he can be quite accurate. And I expect if he goes to the right system, like Frank Reich, I do believe that he could be a pretty damn good quarterback in the NFL. Of course, yes, arm strength as well. I'm seeing right there. Another thing I was going to get into, arm strength is, if you saw him in Florida, you'd understand why he is going to be going in the first round. Now, he has a lot of work. I think he has a lot more work than Will Levis. He's 21 years, or going to be 22 entering, I believe, the draft. How old is Will Levis? I don't actually know Will Levis. Is he also going to be 20? He's going to be 24. Will Levis mostly going to be 24 entering this year. Older quarterback. Anthony Richardson is going to be 22. But he's got the arm strength, and he's got the size that they love. And of course, if Josh Allen didn't end up being Josh Allen, we might not be seeing Richardson or Will Levis be going in the first round. But because of what happened with Josh Allen, we're seeing these guys go in the first round because people are taking a chance on these guys who have the NFL quarterback size and the NFL quarterback's ability. And they're just taking a chance and seeing if they can develop them like the Bills developed Josh Allen. Will it happen? Is there a possibility that both Anthony Richardson and Will Levis are going to be busts? Yeah, there's high possibility that's going to happen. Will it? I guess we'll find out. Eagles. I do expect them to go corner. As I said, I don't expect Christian Gonzalez to get knocked out of the top 10. Christian Gonzalez to the Eagles is what I do expect. Christian Gonzalez is another big-sized corner, 6'2", a very versatile corner. He's definitely is his mentality. I guess I don't know that. I don't really study him. Gonzalez's combination of size, twitch, and smooth hips make it look like he's playing in easy mode. He really gets left in the dust. Now, I haven't watched a single Oregon game this year. I haven't checked out his things or anything, so I'm gonna take their word for it. I know he's going high. That's all I can really tell you guys. But he's a big-sized corner who I would expect to go in the top 10. The Titans. Now they can go Quentin Johnston here. They could definitely take a wide receiver. There is definitely a possibility of that. I don't expect them to go offensive line. I don't expect them to go wide receiver. I do expect them to go offensive line. And I'm going to go what could be the best offensive lineman in this draft, or the best fucking offensive tackle in this draft, and that is Peter Skoronski. A lot of people are telling me that there's a possibility he can get moved to guard because I believe he's the one that doesn't have a whole lot of I don't believe his arm width or whatever, arm size or whatever is what people think that he should be a guard for. But they said the same thing about that offensive tackle that went to the Chargers a couple years back. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. And look at what he's doing. I mean, he's pretty damn good. But he's 6'4". He wins with his hands, man. And it's yeah, right here where he can improve very little. I mean, he's a solid all around offensive tackle. It's just yeah, you might be scared to take him because of his arm size, but he's definitely one of the better offensive tackles in the draft, and in my opinion, the best offensive tackle in this draft. Paris Johnson is definitely arguable to be the best offensive tackle in this draft, but yeah, I don't know. Next, Houston Texans. I'm gonna go with Daniel Jeremiah on this one. Jordan Addison out of USC. Jordan Addison. This wide receiver group is kind of like AJ Brown's wide receiver group. You know, there's not a lot of guys. There's a lot of guys you could see going first round, but are most likely going to end up falling to the second round. A lot of guys that they look at this wide receiver class and they don't see a Garrett Wilson and they don't see a Drake London. They see some average guys, you know. And Quentin Johnston hasn't put it all together yet. Jordan Addison, I believe. I believe Quentin Johnston's the best wide receiver in this class, but Jordan Addison has definitely possibility to go way before any wide receiver. 6 foot, 175 pounds. Yeah, he's a little small, or a little weight's a little tiny, but he is definitely one of the best slot wide receivers in this group. His route running is absolutely incredible. Expect him to be one of the wide receivers off in the first round, and I give them to the Texans to be able to help out their new quarterback in Bryce Young. Jets. Do expect the Jets to go offensive tackle. Paris Johnson Jr. out of Ohio State. His arm size is absolutely incredible. His hand usage, another incredible thing about him. But he's 6'6", 310 pounds. He's a very big offensive tackle. He's very good. Expect Jets to take a tackle as well. Pick number 14. What time am I at? 18 minutes. The Patriots. Now, Christian Gonzalez is a possibility to go here with the Patriots, but I'm gonna go Brian Branch. A possibility of losing fucking McCourty this season. You can get another safety to replace him. 6 foot, 193 pounds. A very high football IQ, exactly like Devin McCourty. He's got a very high football IQ, in my opinion. And I believe this would be, if it ain't broke, just a valuable role in today's NFL. There's going to be both run and pass at a high level where you give the defensive coordinators immense flexibility. I expect Brian Branch to be more of that safety role. I don't know. If it goes to the Patriots, I could see more of a safety role. There is a possibility that you do play him up at corner and a slot corner type as well, but I do expect him to play more of that safety role and be more of a replacement for Devin McCourty. Obviously, I could be completely wrong, but I probably will be completely wrong. I mean, last year there was only one. I did one mock draft last year. Only one person that I got correct. Obviously, a lot of people in the first round I got correct, but to which teams I only got one correct, and that was who the Saints drafted last year. Green Bay Packers. You know, there's a lot of talk. I don't think defensive linemen. There's not a whole lot of talk about defensive linemen. There's a lot of talk about a tight end. I do not expect them to go wide receiver. Don't expect them to go wide receiver at all. There's also possibility of them going edge. I don't see them going edge. I'm actually going to do this. And there's a big possibility it happens. We go to tight end, and I'm going to give Michael Mayer to the Packers. What's his name? Our tight end for the Packers. I don't know why I can't think of the name off the top of my head. I have a lot of names running through my head. I'm doing a mock draft, for fuck's sake. but he's getting up there in age, and he's not the greatest tight end. Michael Mayer is a really, really good tight end. Definitely the best tight end in this draft, arguably the best tight end in this draft. And he's a speed guy, It's not something you can it's not something you can improve. And 6'4", 265-pound speedy tight end. I mean, what more could you want? And he's physical too. Yeah, it's exactly where they're saying there. Where he wins, physicality. What's his role? Inline tight end. What can he improve? Speed. Oh wait, I'm an idiot. I think his speed is just fine, but I mean he's a tight end. He's not supposed to be crazy fast. Uh, Washington Commanders. I'm going to give them. I don't really expect them to go anywhere else besides corner, and I'm going to give them Joey Porter Jr. And Steelers fans, man, they might be a little annoyed by this because Joey Porter played the original Joey Porter. Joey Porter Sr. ended up playing for the Steelers, so that's why a lot of Steelers fans like Joey Porter Jr. there. But he's going to go one pick before the Steelers to the Washington Commanders. Corner is a really big need for the Commanders. Yes, there's quarterback as well, but there's no quarterbacks on the board. You could also go guard. I don't know, but corner is definitely a big need for them. I don't know why it's not on the top few. Linebacker, I don't think is a big need for them. But do expect Joey Porter, who is a really good corner, expect him to go to the Commanders. Steelers. They're another team that can go corner as well. And believe it or not, that's where I might go. Now, there's only two. Well, where the hell is Kelee Ringo? Why did he drop so far? Why is Cam Smith so far down? Why did they drop these guys so far down? Is it because people aren't drafting them? What the fuck? I don't know why they are dropped so far down. Because I do expect Cam Smith to be a first rounder. I do expect possibly Kelee Ringo to be a first rounder. I do expect Eli Ricks to fall out of the first round. Clark Phillips is also a possible first rounder. Emmanuel Forbes is also a possible first rounder. Deonte Banks as well. But I'm going to go. Maybe I don't go corner with them. Maybe I go interior offensive line. Osiris Torrance is the best interior offensive line. There's a Broderick Jones here at tackle. I'm not going to go Broderick Jones. I'm going to go Deonte Banks. I'm going to give them a corner. One of their big needs is corner, definitely. Deonte Banks. Oh, I don't want to leave the site. Deonte Banks, 6'2", real tall corner. His ability to mirror the wide receivers. He's a versatile corner as well. Yeah. So Lions. They went corner with the first pick. I'm going to say they go interior defensive line. I'm going to go Bryan Bresee. Bryan Bresee, there was a lot of top 10 things to him. I do believe he is dropped in most people's mock drafts. I can't exactly remember why he dropped, but I do know that there was some things about him. I can't remember exactly why he dropped, but he did. Buccaneers. Buccaneers, another team you could see go corner. Bijan Robinson is also a possibility for the Buccaneers. I'd look out for that as well. But I'm going to give them corner because I do expect them to go corner here. And I'm going to go Emmanuel Forbes. I do give them a corner because, what's his name? Sean Murphy-Bunting and one of the other top corners in their team, I can't think of the name off the top of my head, Jamel Dean, are both free agents this year. And they don't bring them back, and they're going to be they need help on the corner side of the ball with only having, I can't remember their names off the top of my head anymore because I'm saying so many damn names. But do expect the Buccaneers to be in play for a corner in the first round. Seahawks. They went Tyree Wilson with their first pick. Honestly, I don't really know what they could go here. Maybe guard. I don't see guard. I don't see Jackson Smith-Njigba. I don't really know where the Seahawks can go. Andre Carter jumped back up in the draft boards here, surprisingly. Tanner McKee, I still don't know why he's so high on their board. He's at least second rounder at least. Will McDonald IV jumped up on the board, ranked number 31. That's good. He is really good. Where do they go? I honestly don't know. I don't expect them to go wide receiver. I'm not really sure. because I gave them edge with their first year. I'm going to go with Kalaji Kansi. I know he has gotten first-round consideration from a few people, but for most people I see, he hasn't, and I'm only putting him here because I'm not really sure where else to go with the Seahawks. I don't know what twitch means. Kansi is a wound-up defensive tackle who does everything with urgency. His hands are just as quick as his feet, and he knows how to use both. Oh, okay. But he's 6 foot. He's a decent defensive line. I'm expecting him to go more in the second round. I don't know why PFF has him ranked so high, but PFF, I mean, they know what they're talking about. They're the ones that do the grading system, so if they're grading Kansi high, maybe expect I do expect a possible first-round selection for Kansi. It is definitely possible. But I swear to God, I was getting so many down notifications at a time, I thought I was getting a phone call. Yeah, I don't know what I was saying anymore, but Chargers, I'm going to go Quentin Johnston. Keenan Allen's really getting up there in age. They don't really have many other great wide receivers. Zay Flowers could also be a possibility for them, but I'm going to go Quentin Johnston. I definitely see them going wide receiver this round, 6'4", wide receiver, explosive wide receiver. There is questions about his catching ability. He has had a few drops in his career with TCU, but do expect him to go in the first round. And I'm expecting him to go to the Chargers here at pick number 21. Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore Ravens could definitely be in play for one of the top players in this draft in Bijan Robinson, but he's a running back, so that's why he's ranked so low. I'm not giving Bijan Robinson to the Ravens. I'm thinking the Ravens are another team that goes wide receiver. I'm going to do exactly what most players have done, and I'm going to give them Jackson Smith-Njigba. Jackson Smith-Njigba had one of the greatest seasons 2 years ago in Ohio State. He had, in the Rose Bowl game, he had over 200 yards, but a lot of injuries have really hindered him this season, and a lot of NFL teams still think he is wide receiver 1 in this draft, so do expect him to go in the first round. Don't expect him to drop out of the first round. But yeah, so Vikings next here. Now, Brian Flores is now your starting fucking starting. Why am I so dumb right now, dude? I got so much things going through my head. He's now the defensive coordinator for the Vikings. I'm gonna expect them to go corner first. Tyreek Stevenson, I don't see going. Garrett Williams. Travius Hodges-Tomlinson is actually a lot better than what you think. But I'm going to go Cam Smith. He's 6 foot. He is a pretty decent man corner, especially for someone who likes going man. And he can be working that slot pretty good. So I'm going to go Cam Smith to the Vikings here at pick number 23. People can say what they want. I don't really care. Cam Smith is definitely a corner to look out to go in the first round, along with Keely Ringo. Two possible corners that can go in the first round. It's just possibility. I'm just reaching out here, guys. And don't make fun of me for my picks here. This is just possibilities. This isn't exactly what they're going to do. Some teams are going to be completely different. I don't know what all these teams' philosophies. I'm just putting together what I think might happen. Jaguars here next. With the Jaguars, I don't really know. I don't expect them to go corner. Joey Porter Jr. is a little bit better. I expect them. I'm going to give them Osiris Torrance, guard out of Florida, one of the best interior offensive linemen in this draft. And they definitely need more guard help. I think Brandon Sheriff's on the other side. Is he the other offensive guard? He's not a tackle, is he? And Cam Robinson, I do expect to get re-signed. I believe he was playing on the franchise tag. And they need more protection for Trevor Lawrence. So, yeah, I'm going to give them their Giants. Giants could go in a couple different directions. Linebacker is a possibility. Corner is a possibility. Wide receiver is also a possibility. I don't think I'd go wide receiver here. Where do I go with the Giants? I used to have this all planned out and everything, but now I don't really know what to do. I'm gonna go with Trenton Simpson. Where's he at? Where's Trenton Simpson at? Do they hate him? Apparently they hate him. He is one of those linebackers that is a do-it-all linebacker. Expect him to go in the first round. I don't see why they don't have him going in the first round. He is a do-it-all linebacker. He's like what's his name? Isaiah Simmons on a couple years ago. He He can do that corner. He can do that safety. He can do that linebacker. He can rush the passer. There's so many great things about Trenton Simpson. It surprises me to see PFF have him down so low, but do expect him to be a possible first round linebacker and linebacker one in this draft. Even though there is definitely talks of Jack Campbell being the best linebacker in this class, or Drew Sanders being the best linebacker in this class. I'd look out for both these guys to possibly go in the first round. There's definitely possibilities. Cowboys. Where do I want to go with the? I'm gonna give the Cowboys. I don't know what I go with the Cowboys here. I'm gonna give the Cowboys Zay Flowers. I feel like CeeDee Lamb has kind of proven himself as one of the top wide receivers in this class. Zay Flowers is gonna be a perfect slot guy. He wins with his quickness. He's definitely a movable weapon, and he's definitely a guy wide receiver to look out for in the first round. Does he go to the Cowboys? Personally, I probably won't. I don't think so, but there's definitely a possibility that he does. Buffalo Bills. I'm gonna give them running back Bijan Robinson. Bijan Robinson, one of the best players in this class. He's where he wins completeness exactly. He's got answers for everything, man. Fumbles is definitely something he can improve on. I don't expect him to be doing 6 fumbles, 539 carries is a little. You don't want anybody fumbling at all. Nonetheless, 6. But do expect Bijan Robinson to be the only running back taken in the first round. Bengals, I'm gonna go. I'm not. No. I was about to say Dalton Kincaid, but I'm gonna go. Where's the? Oh, where's the fucking? Where's the? Wait, hold on. Darnell Washington. I don't know why they have him drop so low, but do expect Darnell Washington to be probably the second tight end off the board after Michael Mayer. Dalton Kincaid, and Luke Musgrave are definitely two possibilities to go in the first round as well. I can 100% see it, but Darnell Washington, his speed, his size, you just can't teach that. Frame, exactly where he wins, frame. And yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to speed this up. Trying to speed this up. As you guys see where my brain is going here. I got so many things in my mind right now. Trying to do this for you guys. I don't even have Broderick Jones gone yet. That surprises me. Saints. Where did the Saints go here? Now, you go here. They have Tanner McKee going in the first round. I don't know why people have Tanner McKee going in the first round. I'm going to do what this other one says. And I'm going to go with the possibility of Siaki Ika going in the first round. He is definitely one of the better defensive linemen in this draft. And, just, yeah. I don't know. Some of these guys, I know about them, but I don't really know all about them. Like I knew the first couple of picks. I got to do more film study. I got to do more studying up on these players. And everything I have studied, I kind of forget. So it's like, Myles Murphy I don't have going yet. But Eagles, this is where I'm going to put Myles Murphy. Myles Murphy definitely not getting out of the first round. And do expect the Eagles to go after a defensive lineman or a offensive lineman in any way, shape, or form. With a possibility of Lane Johnson and Jason Kelce getting up there in age. And they just love to have depth at their defensive line. I mean, look at their defense this year. They had so much depth at the defensive line. It was incredible. So expect them to go draft an edge player or a draft an edge or a defensive lineman somewhere in there. Chiefs with the final pick in the first round. I am going to give the Chiefs. I don't know what I'm going to give the Chiefs here. Broderick Jones I don't even have going in the first round. I'm going to be pissed. I'm kind of pissed off at myself for not having that. Andre Carter is definitely a possibility of him dropping out. Dalton Kincaid. Nolan Smith is here as well. Tanner McKee. I'm gonna go with Nolan Smith. Definitely a guy I can see going in the first. Or he's definitely a guy I can see going in the first round. Definitely a guy I can see the Chiefs drafting. They got Karlaftis last year, and I could definitely see them going with an edge again this year to pair up on the other side with what's his name getting up there in age. But that's gonna do it for this video. If you guys did enjoy, please drop a like. That's my entire mock draft. I will be doing more. All of this, every single pick you saw here will probably change. I'll be doing at least 2 or 3 more mock drafts, so I do expect that to come in the coming weeks. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. If you guys did enjoy, please drop a like. That'd be greatly appreciated. If you guys, I just realized that I could, no, oh, I thought I could move that. Uh, yeah. Anyway, if you guys did enjoy, please subscribe. I do more of these mock drafts and be regrading drafts and redrafting drafts and all that stuff. Soon. I don't have an exact date for you guys. I also do Madden rebuilds for NFL as well. Madden 23, Madden 23 in future, Madden 24. I also do professional wrestling content, WWE and AEW, predicting pay-per-views and all of that stuff, WWE 2K23 and all that other video game stuff as well, along with the possibility of Dead Island 2 and Star Wars Jedi Survivor coming at the end of April. For me, I don't have any other game that I want to play until then, so yeah. Uh, Leave a comment of what you guys thought of this, whether you thought it sucked or whether you thought it was good or whatever. I don't care. I'm not going to be mad. Just let me know, and I'll see you guys in the I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for tuning in.